Hello friends, and welcome back to Lemon Tree Corner. If you don't know me, my name is Heather and I run a small handmade business called Lemon Tree Corner where I make purses and bags and project bags for makers like you. And for all of you who have been here for a while, welcome back. I hope you had a wonderful week. Go ahead and grab some water, let's stay hydrated, or a beverage of your choice. And let's start talking about what we're doing this week. So this week in the studio, we are going to continue on with the Annie's Moroccan blanket and hopefully get back to the Christmas blanket as well. So this is where we got to, can't tell what's the right side there. This is where we got to on the Christmas blanket, and I got the new yarn and the new instructions for this month. So we can continue on with that. We are also going to continue working on the Moroccan blanket. So here's that center square, and we've done one triangle, working on the second triangle, and then eventually we're going to have all 4 triangles and turn that into another square. And as you will have seen in the intro, we started a new coloring page. I figured I better do this one before spring is over. So it's bunnies and berries and just really fun so far. I went ahead and decided to do a light blue background, even though last week I said it's kind of busy when I color in the background. So we'll try something different next week. And then since my pen set was getting dried up, and it's a 60 pen set, since it didn't seem like a good color spectrum for me and they were drying up anyway, I decided to invest in another pen set. So this is one that I found on Amazon, and I'll link it below for you. It's by Heyson, not sure how to pronounce that. So it's 100 pens in the set, and it's kind of annoying though because it's in a tin. I liked the other one because it was in a tube. It was more compact, easy to store, and then when you wanted to use them, you would just take the lid off and all your colors are there. This one, if you can see, is like in a tin, and then it's got 3 of these trays. And the trays aren't too bad because they're in color order, but the trays are like very flimsy plastic trays. So half the time you pull this out and the pens fly off. And there's like these little tabs on the end to pull them out of the tin with, only they don't really come out of the tin very easily, and then the corners get stuck and don't go back in the tin very easily. So while I like the actual pens and the range of colors is much better for me, it's just a lot because you have to set out all 3 trays to look at all the colors. What I've been doing lately is just going through and picking out the colors that I think I'm going to need for the project and putting them in my cute pig jar. So I just have this as my working set of pens, and I can always go back and dip into the container and pull out a few more pens when I get ready to do another step like the flowers. I'll need to get more pens out of here. But that's been working so far. And then another thing we're going to work on this week is something I'm diving into, which is making progress keepers. So I went ahead last time I was at Joann's and got a bunch of jump rings and lobster clasps to make these with. And then I found an Etsy store that I really liked that had a lot of charms. And the majority of these are gold, so I actually had to go onto Amazon and find gold rings and lobster clasps. But they're just so cute. There's just packs of charms, and it was pretty inexpensive per pack, so able to get a lot of these. So here's, I don't know where to put it. Here's one. I don't know that you could see that very clearly. I'll go ahead and do a haul and you'll be able to see all of them. But they're just these cute little charms. They're nice and light, so they're not going to pull at your knitting or crocheting. And they'll make progress keepers. So I'll go ahead and sell those in the store and post those with all the project bags that I'll be posting. So it'll really feel like it's for a maker's kind of thing. So that's nice. And then what else are we doing? hopefully taking pictures this week of the new products to put in the web shop. And then I wanted to give you guys a vacation update. So originally in July we were going to go to Seattle, but we just went to Portland and I don't know, I wasn't very excited about it. And then a few weeks ago my husband had a few gigs in Hawaii. And I was like, well, I can't really go because I had just taken a vacation from work and there were a lot of deadlines, and I guess I could have brought the laptop and worked from Hawaii, but then I'd be working from Hawaii, which seemed like a pointless exercise. So I went ahead and stayed home, but he kept sending me photos and I was so jealous. And then we were thinking, well, you know, it's fully refundable. We don't have to stay at an Airbnb in Seattle. We could see what's still available in Hawaii. So right before the pandemic, we had booked a trip to go to Kauai, which is where we had our honeymoon, and to be back at that island. And of course that all got canceled with the lockdown and everything, and we hadn't rescheduled that trip yet. So I went on to Airbnb and was looking at what was still available in Kauai, and since I had already done a lot of research about where we wanted to stay on the island and everything 2 years ago, it was pretty easy to narrow down where I wanted to stay. So we're going to be on the east side near the Wailua River, and that's a good jumping off point for everything that we want to do around the island. When we were on our honeymoon, we had started it off in Princeville, Hanalei area. That was a really nice area to be in. I really love the town of Hanalei. And then we stayed for a week in a condo in Poipu, and that was lovely too. Only problem is that you weren't like right on the beach. I don't know, I just have this quintessential thing that I want to experience, which is being in a condo with a balcony that overlooks the ocean and you can hear the waves and you can walk down to the beach. So we've been looking for that for years now. It's just kind of expensive and not really something you can afford. But I did find a place on the east side of the island. So it basically means you don't get to have sunset from your balcony, you're having sunrise from your balcony. So it took me about, what, half an hour to find the place, book it, cancel the other Airbnb in Seattle, and we are going to Kauai. So very excited to take some footage of that and have another travel vlog for you in July sometime. I think that'll be a little bit more interesting than Seattle footage. As always, I'd appreciate it if you'd hit the like and subscribe button if you're enjoying my videos, as that introduces me to like-minded people like you so we can grow this channel together. So let's get into the studio and get started with making stuff.
Tonight
I'm so excited. So I got my charms in that I'm going to turn into progress keepers. And these ones might be a little too big. I'm not sure yet. And I just needed a place to store them all. And originally I was going to go buy another Joann's sewing basket because they're my favorite thing in the world. But then I found this one, and this one is one of the larger ones. It's a rectangle, it's not a square. And I just had miscellaneous sewing supplies in here, but I have another one that I have all of my actual like sewing machine stuff in. So that means this one is available, which is very cool. So it's pretty roomy, and it has this tray on top where once I'm done processing all of these guys, I can keep my tools. I can keep my tools up here on the top. And then I already have these containers left over, so I was putting all of the lobster clasps and jump rings in here that I'll need as supplies. And then I have some other charms mixed in here that I was using as I was going to use as zipper pulls for my bags. But the problem with that being is the particular zippers I use for my bags, they pretty much already have a pull on them, and they're not really going to work to have like a lobster clasp attached to it. They're too thick for that. So I've got some keys and some words, which are cool. You can't really read that. It says love. And some little bugs and flowers. So these are all things that I can turn into progress keepers as well. But these little containers, while two of them fit here in the bottom, are not like the best thing to hold things in. So I went ahead and ordered a larger one. It's going to fit in here, and it came as a pack of 2. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and attach the jump rings and the lobster clasps to all the charms I just got, and I'll store them in here in these bins and then be able to process them. The other thing that I've seen people do is take like their business card or another card, like business card shaped, and they attach their progress keepers to here. So one of the things I was thinking of, since I don't really use traditional business cards, I have little square cards that I like to put in my packages, but I don't really use anything now that has like my name on it, and this doesn't even really have my name, it just has my email address. So, and I wasn't quite happy with the way these were printed. So I was thinking if I could do something like this. Obviously I'd have to get the right size hole punch. I have a really big hole punch, and then I've got this little one. So that doesn't quite work. And then what I would do is take one of the progress keepers, put like a piece of twine or raffia or yarn through here just to attach it, and that way I'm not like having these business cards just sit around. So that's another thing we can try doing as I put these together, and then we can put these in the shop with everything else. And they have these little dividers. I tend to like the ones without the dividers better because these things just, I don't know, things always seem to slip underneath these, but we'll try them out.
You're made for, and there's nothing that is too late for.
When you feel like it's over and nothing else matters, I know you feel so divided. Pick yourself up again and you better start walk, girl. Open up, just let me hear you talk, girl. You have come too far to give it up now, even though it seems there's no way out. Take a look
place, a new home for a while. Let me feel alive. Nothing to hold me back. Take my time, just enjoy the ride. A new man passing by. Life is good, best I've ever felt. Get me up, somewhere new, somewhere I can find myself. Oh, I feel so alive. As I reach out to the sky. I found my way. I was in the dark against it all, but made it through the day. Cause I found my way. In bad times, I know I'll be okay. Cause I found my way. Cause I found my way. Cause I found my way. My way. My way. My way. My way. Cause I found my way. My way. My way. My way. My way. I found my way. I found my way. I was in the dark against it all, but made it through the day. Cause I found my way. I found my way. In bad times, I know I'll be okay. Cause I found my way. Cause I found my way. Cause I found my way. My way. My way. My way. My way. Cause I found my way. My way. My way. My way. My way. I found my way. I found my way. I was in the dark against it all, but made it through the day. Cause I found my way. I found my way. In bad times, I know I'll be okay. Cause I found my way.
Well, everyone, that's it for this week. Thanks for joining me. I had a good time taking photos of everything. Finally, I feel like that's been on my to-do list for a long time. So just wanted to show you the progress that we made this week, which is actually really good progress. So I did a lot of the charms. I know that footage was difficult. It's having difficulty focusing on the charms. Okay. So I took all those other charms that I had that were ready to go, and like all of the word ones. Not that you can see that very well. Focus. It's just not gonna focus. So we got all of those done, and we got some cute new ones from the new place. So we got some kitty cats and some flowers. I got a lot of these flowers. They remind me of hibiscus flowers, even though I'm sure they're not supposed to be hibiscus flowers. Oh boy, that just does not want to focus. Focus, focus, focus. Nope. Okay. So we got those taken care of. And then I really liked the idea of putting it on my square business cards. So that's what they would look like. And I did find a smaller hole punch at on Amazon. So I'm going to order that and see if I can get those lined up and put on cards. So that was good. I also did the dreaded blanket. So I finished this month's kit. I don't know if I can get it far enough back. There we go, that you can see it. So it's that originally square we started with. We added the triangles and made this a whole big square. I feel like the last one, I had the right number of stitches for most of this, except for this last row. I was supposed to do an increase in the corner, and one of them I did 2 increases because it just didn't seem, the corner didn't seem to be in a corner. So it's probably going to come back to bite me next month when we add on to this part. I'm probably going to be a few stitches over because I did an increase where I wasn't supposed to. So this month's was very difficult, very difficult. I don't think it's easy at all. I think the stripe one, the Christmas one, is very easy. So if you're a beginner, I would definitely start with that one. And then the way she has me tying off, I just don't think I learned the right tie-off method for these things. I'm used to making knots, and she's not having me do any knots. And I'm finding that these are becoming loose as I'm working the blanket and touching it more and more. The things that I sewed in are not staying put. So probably need a little help with that. Any advice, please put it down in the comments. I'll probably look for a tutorial on how to do that better. And we got our page done, our coloring page. So I like this lighter background a lot better, but I think I'm going to try no background on the next one. And then the bunnies, I really like this bunny. I don't know why I feel like they all have to be different colors. If I had just made them all 3 that color, I think I would have liked it a lot more. So we'll see on the next one. I'll try and do that better. Yeah, it was great to set up the light box and take all the photos. It's one of those things where I make it a lot bigger in my mind than it really is. The process of setting up the light box. The whole point of the light box is that it's compact, it's easy to store, it's easy to set up, especially the height of the piano is really good. So it's just a matter of clearing off the piano, setting it up, getting the items out, staging them with the items that you would put in those bags. You will notice that the light box is kind of small, so it doesn't hold the larger items. The good news is that it did hold the project bags, which is really good because that's kind of the size items that I would be making in the future. So as long as it's big enough for that, I can crop out the corners on the edges and everything. So now it's a matter of going through all the photos and cropping everything, uploading everything to the web shop, and getting it all in there. And I'll make an announcement both here and on Instagram. So if you want to join me on Instagram to hear the latest on when that shop update drops, go ahead, and I'm at Lemon Tree Corner if you want to follow me on Instagram and get all the latest news on that. And yeah, it's just been a productive week of doing all of that. It's a 3-day weekend, so I'm gonna set up the laptop on the couch and go through all the photos, clean everything up, crop everything, and hopefully get all that work done, as well as starting on the project bags that are still behind me. So yeah, just kind of feeling overwhelmed lately. We're gearing up towards the end of the semester at my community college, so a lot of work and stress, and I think we're all just kind of burnt out. We had a Zoom presentation on burnout this week, and I was like, yep, check, check, check. I have all of those things going on. And just feeling short-tempered as well, so that when I get home, I don't really want to do anything. So I really need to find the motivation to keep going when I come home and work on this thing that I love to do. I just have to find the energy for that when I get home. Or maybe I take a couple of days off. We do have Fridays off over the summer. We work a 4-10 schedule. So I'll have all of those Fridays off. And I usually set those Fridays aside to either get out and go to the beach or do something fun, or make them a Lemon Tree Corner day and really get some stuff taken care of. So that'll be good. So I hope that you have a good week ahead. I know that this week has been difficult also because of another school shooting here in America, and just praying for everybody. And it's just senseless and it's preventable, and I really hope that we put a lot of pressure on our lawmakers to make significant changes to how we view guns in this country. There's a lot that we can do. There's action that we can take. There's action that they need to take. And I don't think they're going to take it until we really put pressure on them to do so. So my heart goes out to everybody involved, everybody with school-age children that they're dropping off at school every day and not knowing, if their school's going to be next. And I just pray for a solution and for all of us to come together and support these teachers, protect our kids, our students, and just sending love to you. If you're like me and you're very empathetic and the zeitgeist of news events hits you in a particular way like it does me, just know that you're not alone, that there's a lot of us going through that are sensitive and are grieving in one way or another right now, and that it's okay to take some time and feel those feelings and get angry, pray, meditate, whatever you do to take care of yourself. Self-care is very important in a moment like this, as well as pushing for change. So see you all next week. Okay, love you all. Bye.